All right, y'all. I can't get this right. But Jesus, I'm live. Okay. Y'all, this is I think I can take this mic off. This is the actual first time that I have ever gone live to like teach, right? So please bear with me today because this is the first one, but I have to get comfortable being uncomfortable because uh, there'll be many, many more times that I go live. I normally go live on Instagram. I've done it on Facebook, but never teaching on YouTube. So today for this Show Up For Yourself with Michele Lopez, what if I told you that in 30 days, every single thing could change for you, like your entire life could change? And so that's really what I want to talk about this week, because as I have been planning for my next part of the year, going through December, then going through January and February, one of the things that I was thinking about was all the things that I was going to have to do to actually get to the point where I want to be. And so it felt a little heavy on me. And so I started to be like, okay, well, that's a lot. Don't know if I want to do all that. Of course, I will, because I know what I want to do. I know where I want to get to. I know what I want to pour into you all as I get from now through the first quarter of the year and then beyond as I'm planning it out. And so one of the things that I thought about was every single time that I have ever had to elevate, or that I have elevated, that I have called myself higher, that I felt a tug in my soul to say, there's absolutely more. There's absolutely more for me, and there's another level, and I want to get to it. But every single time I've done that, that has required another level of Michele. That has required another level of healing. That has required another level of accountability. That has required another level of self-awareness, right? And so these are the things that I want to talk about today. I am so excited to be live, but never have I ever been live on YouTube. But this is the start of something new, so let's talk about it, right? Okay. So if we talk about going to another level and what you're going to have to do, one of the things that I've realized, and I think I probably realized this when I was younger, but as I have grown and have been different levels in my life and my career, I've realized nobody is coming. Nobody's coming to save me. Nobody is jumping in on a white horse and riding through and picking Michele up while she's waiting on the curb with her hands raised, and my life instantly changed. My life, each step of the way, has only changed because Michele has been willing to do the work to change it. Literally had to be very self-aware of who I was at the time, my habits, what I was doing that caused me not to grow, that caused me not to go to another level. And so those are some of the things I want to talk about, because that is a strategy that you have to use. Now, you can stay where you are, no problem. Because what else I've learned is that God will allow you to live on the level that you settle for. But if you want greater, if you want higher, if you want more, then you're going to have to do more and become another version of yourself, which is already within you. We've just got to pull it out. So I want to give you just some strategy and some tips behind how you will level up, because no one is coming. No one is going to push you. No one is going to drag you into your purpose. No one is going to give you confidence. No one's going to hold your hand for you to be disciplined, right? And so this week, I really realized, no, Michele, you have a team, but this vision is yours. You're going to have to be the one to actually do the work. Now, I know that. But another realization hit me, and not just to work on this level, another work of soul work, another going deeper spiritually, calling myself higher, not allowing myself to take in things that do not elevate me. So in this season, if you don't have my answer, then you're my problem. Like, I cannot have an in-between with that. I remember when I went to start designing closed, I did not know what I was doing. The same thing of me going on this live and being live right now on YouTube. I have no idea what I'm doing. I played with it, I tested it, but when you actually go to do the real thing, it feels so weird and uncomfortable. And that's exactly what happened when I started designing. I had no idea what I was doing. And I literally had to learn step by step. And there were so many days that I was like, I don't need to do this. What am I doing this for? But the other thing is remembering my why. And when you allow yourself to get so far in, then you make it really hard for you to turn back. And so that's what I did. I got myself all the way in the middle. And I was like, oh, well, I can't turn back now. There is no way I can turn back now. And so I didn't. And so I continue. So I just really want to give you some pointers today, right? Because I didn't get here by not doing work. And the next level that I want to go on, I'm not going to get there by not digging in and doing more work, right? And so let me give you the pattern of elevation. You have to make a decision. Anytime you want to elevate, it comes with you making a decision to say, I'm going to do this. Yes, I am. And I'm going to level up in my life. It will require a new level of discipline. There are some things that I've done that I never had to be so disciplined as I do right now. And for going to the next level, watching other people, watching my coach, I got to be more disciplined than I am right now. Disciplined to prepare. Disciplined to know what I'm doing on this YouTube as I'm going live. I have to be more disciplined. Another thing that you have to do when you're in the middle of elevation is you got to be real honest. Because here's the thing. We love to put our stuff on everybody else. We love to let me use another word, because maybe love isn't the right word. I think we have been conditioned, because when we put it on somebody else, we don't have to take accountability for it ourselves. When you take accountability, then you have a decision to make. Either you're going to stay where you are, or you're going to change what you're doing and you're going to grow. And I think that when you on a path of elevation, you have to make a decision. You have to decide whether you're going to focus. I have learned in this season of my life that when I am working or doing something, I can't answer the phone. I can't be on the phone. How did I learn that? Because I realized that every time I pick the phone up in the middle of doing something, I get distracted. But here's what I know for sure. Let me just tell you a little secret. And here's what I've decided. I will no longer show up for anyone else greater than what I am willing to show up for myself for. I will not do it. I will not do it for anyone. Because what happens is I don't stay focused. I won't be disciplined in the things that I need to do for me to get to the next level. And people don't like it because it seems selfish, and it might feel selfish to you. It's only for a season, because you have to stay focused. And the way that you stay focused is putting your stuff a priority over anyone else's stuff. And that's hard for people, especially people like me, that prioritize making sure that everyone feels seen, loved, heard, all the things. And then when it comes to my own stuff, I have found, oh, that's lacking. That's lacking. I'm going to tell y'all, back in the day, I have to laugh about it now, but it's really not. It's not funny. It wasn't funny then. I remember being younger, and one of my friends needed something. So I was like, needed some money. And of course, none of us really had any back then. I was in my early 20s. And I said, okay. And so I gave her the money, right? And she said, well, she would give it back to me the next check, whatever. She was reliable, responsible, all the things. But I gave her the money, and my electric bill needed to be paid. And I got home the next day, and my lights were cut off. Was it her fault? It was not her fault. Was it Michelle's fault? It was Michelle's fault. Because Michelle wanted to look out for everybody else, and Michelle didn't take care of Michelle's responsibilities. And a part of looking out for everybody else is you have to be careful, because a part of that I realized had nothing to do with, it had less to do with me wanting to really, really help her, and more to do with me wanting to feel like I was the hero, me wanting to feel like needed and wanted. and that I was coming through for her, so that I was a good person. Yeah, we don't care about that. In this next season, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to push you. You've done this before. You're going to have to do it again to get to the next level. You've done it before. You're going to have to do it again. If you think about everything that has gotten you to this point, if you just pause and think about it, you have had to push through so much to get where you are, and on every level. So this level is no different. We've got about 32 days left. So if we just take from 30 days on, let's talk about how your entire life can start shifting in a matter of 30 days. Okay. So I gave you the pattern of elevation, and the last pattern is you're going to have to create a new level of boundaries. I was just telling someone the other day how I can't stand small talk. And I don't necessarily think it's small talk in itself, because if you don't know me, small talk is beautiful. I will talk to anyone. But if you know me, small talk is for me hiding behind, like, you want access without responsibility. You want access without clarity. You want access without purpose. What do you want if you know me? My children don't even call me unless they want something. Even if it's, hey, I just want to see how you're doing. That's wanting something. That's not small talk. But when you send me a message and you say WYD, in this season, you will not get a response. When you say, hey, hope you're doing well, you will not get a response, because you're just checking the temperature. We're not doing temperature checks in this season. Either it is or it isn't. Okay? All right. So here's the hard truth. And I'm going to say this with all the love and all the sincerity that I have in my heart. Nobody's going to force you to stay in alignment. Right now, if you are sitting there and you are feeling depressed, and you are not picking up the phone to call anyone and no one knows, tell me who's coming. Who's coming? Nobody is coming. Nobody is coming. Nobody's going to knock on your door unless God gives them the unction and says, hey, you okay? Because I was thinking that you were sitting here and you weren't feeling good. No, you're going to have to be the one. If you need help, you're literally going to have to say, hey, I'm sinking. I need help. If you want to move to another level, you're going to have to be the one to say, hey, I'm going to do this because I deserve this. Nobody is going to come and push you. You know why? Because everyone is having the human experience, and they're all trying to do it for themselves in their own way. And I realized that. So you cannot make people responsible for your elevation. God uses people. He will use them. But you have to be the one to get up and go get it for yourself, and stop scrolling on Instagram. Stop watching everybody else do life while you're sitting there wondering why it's not happening for you. The only reason why it hasn't happened until this point, because you haven't done anything to make it happen. You position yourself to make it happen, it's going to happen. All work works. All work works. Work on yourself. Work in your job or whatever it is that you've been called to do. All of the work will eventually work. It will. Okay. Here's another hard truth. No one's going to come and stop you from settling. God will allow you to live on the level that you settle for. I realized that while I watched everybody elevate, and I was still sitting in the same position, doing the same things, dating the same type of people, until I realized, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This all has to do with Michele and Michelle's choices. No one else. So what did I have to do? I had to start doing the hard work to become self-aware, to look myself in the mirror and say, who are you? What do you stand for? Where do you come from? Who gave you your identity? Because I promise you this, if it's the world, you're going to be in trouble. You got to know what you believe, why you believe it, where you come from, and where you are headed. And you're going to have to get that from you. I got that from the Word of God for me. Okay. Here's the other thing. Don't lie to yourself. We do it all the time. I'm going to tell you. So I think we can find ourselves lying to ourselves at any point. Like, I will literally do something to be like, oh, that's okay. And then I'll come back and be like, no, that actually wasn't okay. That's okay what they did. No, that wasn't okay what they did. Here's how I'm going to handle it. But stop lying to yourself to make it okay. You can handle it. You can handle it. And you can also, and God can also handle when you go to him and you say, hey, this doesn't feel good. I told someone the other day, I said, I will no longer do things that don't make me feel well. I'm not talking about make me uncomfortable, because that is the only space that you can grow when you're uncomfortable. I'm talking about doing things that do not make me feel well, being around people that it does something to my spirit and my soul when it does not make me feel well. You have to learn that if it doesn't make you feel well, you don't need to be around it. And I don't care who it is and how long they've been around, right? We've got to know that for ourselves, right? Okay. This last 30 days, here's what we're going to do. We have 32. We're going to do a hard thing every single day. This is not the time to drift. This is literally the time for you to lock in, the time for you to refocus, the time for you to return to the vision that you had at first, the one that you started on and you said, "Ooh, that looks hard. Nobody's paying attention." I don't care if it's one person paying attention. God left 99 to go get the one. Somebody needs what you carry. Somebody needs your thought for you to take it and to put it into action and to level up. Somebody needs you to heal. Outside of you. You need you to heal. But someone needs you to heal, right? Okay. Time to stop entertaining distractions and excuses. The time to treat yourself like you matter. Remember when I first started this, because I said I don't know how to do this live, and I'm going to save it anyway because I was very uncomfortable doing it. But now, the longer you keep doing something, you'll become comfortable. That's what I'll do. But remember when I first started this, I said you have to show up for yourself more than you're willing to show up for anybody else. I am no longer willing to show up for anybody else greater than what I'm willing to show up for myself for. Because I don't know where you may find yourself right now, but we've wasted a lot of time showing up for everybody else and putting ourselves on the back burner. You can show up for yourself and show up for them, but you better show up for yourself more. And you better stop making excuses about why you can't do something and what someone else is doing to you. If you don't like it, you have every right to change it. If you don't like it, if it doesn't make you feel well, you have create a boundary. And that doesn't mean looking people in their face and being rude, saying, "Okay, I don't want to be around you no more because I don't feel well around you." That's not what that means. That means that at any point in time, you can restructure. You could decide, "Oh, I'm backing up a little bit." You could decide, "Oh, you know what? I'm not coming around as much." Not being mean about it, but if it doesn't make you feel well, why would you continue to do it? We are no longer self-sabotaging, because that's what that's called. Okay, so I'm going to give you 5 steps, right, really quickly, that you can do to literally start changing your life in these next 30 days. I promise you can. Okay? All right. Number 1, validate yourself first. Stop waiting for someone to come and clap for you. You are her. You've been her. Healed, empowered, redeemed. You've got to recognize that within you. Nobody has to clap for you and tell you you're doing well for you to understand that you are here. You've been doing well. You've been her. You have to recognize that. They're not going to, every time you do something, me getting on this live and being live on YouTube for the first time by myself, me, you, and the Lord. Nobody's going to clap and say, "Well done, Michelle. Good job. You did it, girl." And if they do, okay. But I am saying, "Oh, girl, you did that." You did that. You actually went live. You haven't been live. And of course, I speak globally, so I'm not talking about the speaking part. I'm talking about literally just going live, the setup, filming it. I had to change the position. It feels all wrong to me. Doesn't matter as long as you get the message, and I've done it. And guess what? When you put your foot in, you step your toe in, you do whatever, and you do it, you will start building confidence in yourself, and it'll get better each time. You'll get better each time. It doesn't have to be, if you wait for everything to be perfect, you're going to sit there and you're going to keep waiting, and you're going to keep wondering why your life is not elevating, because you have to do something for it to elevate. Okay. Number 2, you have to get honest about your habits. One of the things that we have to realize is that the reason why things are the way they are is sometimes we just have to change our habits, right? So I don't know, maybe you're not disciplined. Maybe you don't know how to sit down, stop, and work. Maybe you need to sit still. Maybe you need to get more organized. Maybe you need to clean up. Maybe you need to straighten up. I don't know what the habit is for you. Only you would know what the habit is. But we've got to be honest with ourselves, because if you can't be honest with you, you can't be honest with anyone. And anyone, no one else matters right now when you're trying to elevate your life, to be very clear. If you can't be honest about where you are, how you see yourself, then nothing is ever going to change, because the only way to elevate is to be honest and then say, okay, here's what I'm going to do about it. No one knows. No one knows but you. People might see your outside habits, but no one really knows but you. So guess what? You could change it. You can actually change it, okay? Number 3. This is a really big one. Fix your environment. You cannot elevate in a space that is built for the old version of you. And I'm even talking about your friends. Maybe not your friends, people that you're around, because sometimes it's family. Sometimes we allow people to speak into our lives and pour into our lives that should not be. So you have to not just guard your heart, you have to guard your ear gate. What you take in is really pivotal in your next level of increase, because your ear gate is the gateway to your heart, but it is also gateway to your power, your progress, and your peace. So you have to be very clear. Fix up your environment. If it's cluttered, if it's a mess, and you don't feel clear, there is clarity in cleanliness, I swear. That's not in the Bible, but it sure is a word. Because when everything is a mess around me, I can't see clearly. I can't even think clearly. Okay? So you have to fix your environment that is conducive to where you're headed, where you want to be, not the old version of you. Lead from your identity, not your emotion. Meaning, ask yourself, what does the woman I'm becoming need today? Not the version of me that was, not the one that I am attempting to elevate, but the one that, if you already see yourself elevated, what does that woman need? What decisions would that woman make? Who does that woman want in her life? The woman that has elevated. I've told my clients this before. If you close your eyes, because your mind doesn't know whether you're imagining it or whether it's happening in real time, because it all feels the same. If you close your eyes and imagine the version of yourself that you would want to be right now, that is the version of yourself that you have to create your surroundings for. That's the version of yourself that you have to ask, oh, what does she need right now in this moment? What does that Michelle need? That one. And that is what you're going to give yourself. The version of you that you see that's already elevated, even if you're not there yet. Okay? And here's the last thing. Do one hard thing every single day. Just one. Like y'all, yesterday, I had so much work to do. I literally opened my fridge and said, yeah, I don't like the way this looks. And to be quite honest, I have someone that comes and someone that cleans my place. Just because I have been very honest with myself that I do not like walking around cleaning up every day. Not me, not her. Not even going to pretend. I'm not. But I literally got in here and cleaned out my entire refrigerator. That was hard for me to do, but that's one hard thing that I did. And I felt like, whoo, that feels good. That makes me, I didn't even have to wait on her. That makes me feel really good. One hard thing a day. I don't know what it is for you, because I don't know what your level of elevation is. Maybe you need to apologize. Maybe you need to sit still and pray. Maybe you need to read a book. Whatever the one hard thing is for the next 30 days. You got 2 more days, I think, before a whole full 30 begins. Do one hard thing a day. Just one. Just one. So here's my invitation to you. Stop waiting. Just stop waiting. You've been strong for everybody else. You've been handling everything for everybody else. Now it's time for you to pour into you. Now I need you to pour into you. Your next level will not arrive by accident. It arrives by agreement and on purpose. You have agreed with yourself to say, I am going higher. That's when it arrives. And you're going to do the work. One hard thing a day. So ask yourself, here's some reflection questions. Okay. What have you been waiting on that you actually need to decide on? What have you been waiting on that you need to decide on? What habit has been slowing you down? Everybody knows this. What one habit has been slowing you down? Mine is, I don't know, for some reason, I will plan hours ahead and get to the last minute and run back, have to go to the bathroom, pick up a whole bunch of stuff, making sure I didn't forget stuff, and it slows me completely down. What habit slows you down? What distraction needs to go? Is it the television? Is it Instagram? Is it social media? Is it a person? It is a relationship. What is it? Is it your eating habits? What is it? It's a distraction. Whatever it is, only you know that because it's different for everyone. What distraction has to go? What does the next version of you require? What the version of you that I told you to imagine that you see yourself, what does she require? What does she need? What does that version of yourself require? Write it down. Only you would know that. Only you would know that, right? And what's one thing you would do today to show it for yourself? What's one thing you will do today to show up for yourself? Y'all see me now, and I teach confidence. I've been coaching it for years. I teach people how to show up and own who they are and then tell it through their image. Having been a celebrity stylist for over almost 2 decades, right? Then became a designer, and now I speak globally. I still had the hardest time in certain areas showing up for myself, and I still remind myself, do it for you first. Do it for you first. Before you get up, hey, you gonna cook for everybody else? Have you eaten? You're going to cook for everybody else. Have you eaten? You're going to help everyone else elevate. Have you elevated? Yes, and I have an entire refer her movement, which I believe in us as women referring each other every day, all day. But have you referred yourself? Have you looked yourself in the mirror and say, this is what I need, this is what I want, and I'm not spending any more time talking about it. I'm about to be about it. I'm going to start today to be about it. Is it your eating habits? Is it weight? Are you looking at other people criticizing, what's the medicine, y'all? I don't know. Whatever it is. But people getting smaller. And I find that if you're self-aware, most of the time when you're criticizing other people, right? It's just reflecting something that is within you that you don't like, that you don't feel is right, that you want to change. I'm here to tell you that you could change it. Listen to me. If you don't get one thing that I said today, you get this. At any point in time that you want to change your life, you can. It is all up to you. But again, nobody is coming to make you do it. Nobody's going to come push you to tell you to get out of bed. No one is going to come and tell you to put the ho-ho or the Twinkie down if you want to lose weight. No one is going to tell you to become more organized. No one is going to tell you pay your bills on time so that you can increase your credit score and go out here and start whatever business you decide. No one is going to tell you that. No one is going to come and be like, you can do it. People will, and then other people will discourage you. So if you're not strong enough to be like, I got this. I know who I am. I know I can do this. All I need you to do, if you are wondering whether you can do it, is just check back and see what you've done before. How many times have you thought you weren't going to make it through something and you had to push your way all the way through it? How many times? How many times have you sat in the bed and cried that nobody knows about, and then you've wiped your face and you've gotten up and you've done what you had to do? This is no different. But most of the time we've done it for other people. This time you're going to do it for yourself. This time you're going to do it for yourself. You're going to stop watching everybody else do life. And you've got all these brilliant ideas that someone else needs from you, and you are sitting waiting on it, waiting for it to be perfect, waiting to say, oh, I need so-and-so to help me. No, you don't. My very first business, because I've had several. My very first business, I got business cards because that's all I could afford at the time. And I said, everywhere I go, I'm going to hand out a business card. And I gave myself a quota. I said, I'm going to hand out 50 business cards a day. Now, that seems like a lot or maybe a little to some people, but it was a good number. Did I make that every day? No. But I got over 25. And guess what grew my business? The business cards. Guess what? My phone started ringing. I'm telling you that you don't need a whole grand daggone setup. You don't need a whole team. Every business has started with God being my marketer, Him being my strategist, the thoughts, me writing it down, and me executing. Once you begin to execute and you grow, then you'll be able to add pieces to the puzzle. But nothing from nothing equals nothing. What do you want next in your life? We are not going to be here at the end of 2026 saying the same thing, because that's what we do year after year. And I don't know about y'all, but 2025 for me has been extremely interesting. Not just about what's going on in the world, but I've had real moments of like God tugging at my soul, like, okay, so what you about to do? What are you about to do? I've had real moments of being thoroughly tested. I mean, tested, because you will be tested on who you say you are. So you better be that. You better work on being that. Whatever that version of you that I'm talking about, that version of you that you see, when you start showing up like her and talking about her, you will be tested to see if you are really her. And the only way that you make an authentic impact, and yes, people get on here faking it, like they have more than they have, they know more than they know. That's not my ministry. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about everything that I have ever taught, I have had to walk through. Everything that I have ever said that I've given strategy for, I've done it I haven't read a book on it. I have done it. And I have the proof through myself, through every one of my clients to prove. So I'm telling you that you have to stop waiting to do anything. You can do more than one thing at a time. You've been a parent and a wife and an employee, haven't you? That's 3 things at once. You can do more than one thing at a time. You can run a business and still make sure that your brand, your personal brand, is secure, which most people don't. You can run a business and get online and give what you have within you to give. And you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you give birth. Period. Plain and simple. Okay? I know. Maybe that was harsh, but it's okay. Because it's our reality. No one is coming. You could watch the presidents and everybody else on here until what was I about to say? The cows come home. I don't know. But they're not knocking at your door, nor are they sitting at your table. You've got to make it happen for you. You can and you will. You've got to make it happen for you by pushing through, by writing down your thoughts, by stop thinking about what you're going to do and do it, by stop making everybody else the problem and the villain, and look yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what? This might be me. I might be tripping. I might be the one that needs some mental work. I might be the one that's a little narcissistic. This might be me. Because when you become self-aware, it's the beginning of you being able to change what you don't like about you and your life. But as long as you gaslight yourself and everybody else, as long as you won't take accountability, as long as you keep talking about it and never step your foot in it to be about it, nothing is going to change for you. And let me tell you something. I have lived a life where I've had to push through every single thing to get to where I am now. Nobody came to rescue me. People can give you an advice. I will, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my threads, on my Facebook, any of y'all following me, I have that following because, yes, I get on and I feed people, right? But at the end of the day, and they love me, and I love them. I love every woman that is a part of my movement. But is anybody knocking at the door saying, Michele, I'm going to help? No, I got to get up and go out and say what it is that I'm doing and believe in it 1,000%, whether you believe in it or not. I went on this live. I've got hundreds of thousands on my Instagram. I'm on this live, and it might be a few people. Do I care? I do not. Because here's my bottom line. I am giving what I'm supposed to give. See, what will build your confidence is that you are consistent and that you show up over and over and over and over and over again and until it hits. All work works. And here's the last thing I'm going to tell you. Let me give you this example. All work works and all prayer works. So my grandmother passed away maybe almost, y'all forgive me because like years run together, but it might be just about 10 years now, right? And my grandmother was my everything. I loved her beyond. I can't explain. I can't describe. There is no description for the way I loved her because she was the one person that I just knew loved me unconditionally. She showed me what that love looks and feels like, why and how I am able to give that to other women, because she gave it to me. She would pull me up by my collar and be like, hey, what are you doing? And then she would still be like, but I love you, and this is going to work. So as she passed, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the things went to nothing. You know how there's one person in the core of your family that holds everybody together? It seems like they all come. And so maybe a year and a half after I started coming to myself again after she passed, because it took a while, I started praying that, our family be able to get back together again. Didn't know who was going to do it because I didn't feel like I was in a position to do it. But I did. And I made a comment on Instagram on the post where I posted pictures of my family saying that this year was the first year that we have gotten together more than we have in the last basically decade. And I'm saying that to say, when I say all work works and all prayer works, right? I hadn't even realized that had been almost 10 years. Why? Because I've just kept showing up. I've just kept elevating who I am. You won't realize the time if you just keep showing up. Because all work works, all prayer works. Eventually, it's going to make sense. You're going to see the fruition. You're going to see the results of your prayer. You're also going to see the results of your work. And there's no time on this thing. You are never too late. You catching this YouTube live right now means you right on time for what it is that God has for you for your next level. But guess what? He's already given it, so he ain't handed out nothing else. Open doors, favor, using people is what he does. But the movement and the trust and the faith and the belief and the keep working when you don't see anything happening, all of that is on you. All of that is on you. Okay? Okay. You can do this. If you start right now doing one hard thing a day, after you have gone back and said, this is what I want to do, this is my next level, this is what I want to accomplish, I promise you within the next 30 days, you will see your life starting to shift. One hard thing a day. One hard thing a day. Because nobody's coming. But you have everything in you to push you. You don't need anybody to clap for you. You've been her. You have been her. You have been that girl. You don't need them to clap. You need to get up and you need to start moving. Get your notebook, get your pen and your pad, get to writing what your next level is, what you even want to accomplish in this next 30 days. Forget the first quarter. Let's start right here small with the next 30 days, within the next week, and keep yourself steady. Watch how that grows your confidence. And the more confident you become, the more you will do, the more your life changes, the more you will become elevated. The more confident you become, the more you believe in you, your ability, your gifts, your talents, nothing can stop you. Everything changes. Your relationships change. Your coin. My life is proof. Your money will change. What you will tolerate will change. Where you are willing to live, eat, sleep, breathe, do will change. So start today, okay? All right. I love y'all. Y'all clap for, well, y'all ain't got to clap for me. We're going to clap. But y'all clap over there if you want to. Because this is my very first live on YouTube. And I'll be back next Sunday. Put your notifications on if you enjoyed this or if it just helped you at all. subscribe, because obviously that doesn't cost you a thing. Send it to one of your girlfriends. Send it to another person, another woman that you know in this season probably feels a little stuck, and needs the motivation, the inspiration to elevate their life, to actually go and do something for themselves. And as always, keep showing up, y'all, because I promise you, when you show up for yourself, it changes everything. I'll see you next week. Yay, I did it.